All right, family, I am so excited to give you bacon carbonara. I got this from, what's that guy's name? Binging with Babish. He just put up a carbonara recipe. I never heard of it before. And I was like, this looks delicious. Let me try my hand at it. Let me try a broken down version of whatever fancy thing he made. And this is what we have. So let me tell you what you'll need. You're gonna need some Parmesan cheese, some chickpea pasta. I do prefer this brand. You can find it at Whole Foods. Some garlic salt, some eggs. I think you'll need 2 eggs, and half a pack of uncured bacon. You're also gonna need a knife to cut the bacon and a frying pan to get everything going. Oh, and something to measure out the pasta because you're gonna need 56 grams, and the cup to also measure out the pasta, and something to strain the pasta. Okay, no, we're also gonna need a 1/4 cup for the cheese. All right, I think that's all we need. So we're gonna start with the bacon. As you know, I do like to use half packs of things because when I was making these recipes, I was making it for 2 people. And I figured it'd be easy to just use half the pack instead of any other fraction. So, yeah, you're just gonna cut the bacon in half and place it on the frying pan. So if you've seen any of my bacon recipes, the type of bacon that you have to cook at least, you know how I do it. You know, I just put it on the pan, give everybody their space, respect personal space, personal boundaries, get the, widest pan that you have. I only have one in my little dorm, so this will have to do. But get the widest pan that you have and just spread the bacon out. And after you do that, I like to cook it on kind of like medium-low heat. On a scale of 1 to 10, I usually leave it at 7, maybe an 8. You definitely want it not like super low, but you don't want it too high because if you cook it too quickly, then it's gonna burn. Most of the time, I like cook things really high, but bacon is not one of those things that you want to do that with. Anyway, once it's cooked for a little bit, and you can see the browning on the opposite side, you want to turn it over. Be careful because the bacon will splatter on you and it will not be fun. But like I say, it's the kitchen, not a nursery. So try your best. Sometimes the bacon doesn't cooperate, as you can see here. But yeah, we're just gonna flip the bacon once so we can get it browned on both sides, and then we might do a 3rd flip, but usually after the 2nd flip, we take it out. So I just finished the 1st flip, and one thing I like to do after the 1st flip especially is I like to move the pan kind of like 180 degrees, I think, because the bacon doesn't cook evenly because I don't think the pan is ever positioned evenly on the heat source. So I just like to move it around so that every piece of bacon has some chance at being at the hottest part of the pan. So we're going in for the 2nd flip, and you can tell right away that this bacon is so close to being done. Once that brown turns, I would say once it goes from tan to brown, especially at the edges, that lets you know. Given the bacon that you see kind of at the corner, that I think is cooking much faster than the bacon on that's not in the bacon grease. But still, once you see that dark brown, you're kind of good to go. You don't have to go, you might want to go a little bit further, maybe, but you're kind of done. You're kind of done. I don't know if yes, I'm done. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so when you're done at this stage, you want to get a little plate, which I guess I forgot to say in the beginning, but you want to get a side plate and take the bacon out of the pan, but keep the grease. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just feel like it's almost always worth it to just keep the grease and do something with it. I don't know. It may not be the healthiest thing in the world, but it works. So something you actually should have done from the very beginning is you should have started boiling the pasta. Like, I don't know why I didn't put that first. But like I said, filming food on YouTube is a whole different ball game. So if you don't know how to use a scale, what you want to do is you want to put the thing that you're going to hold what you want to weigh in on the scale. Then you want to clear the scale. Then you want to put in what you want to weigh afterwards. Given if you want to weigh something like a banana or avocado, you could just put it directly on there. But it's kind of hard to put, a bunch of pasta on the scale directly. So you definitely want a bowl to gather it, and then you want to clear it so that you get an accurate measurement. So now we're going to pour the chickpea pasta onto the bowl. Now, what you're supposed to do is pour the pasta. You're supposed to lift the weighing cup and then pour the pasta in, because if you pour it directly on the scale and you make the scale have to measure in real time, it supposedly messes up the scale, but I don't think it's ever that serious. But yeah, so what we want to do is just get 4 ounces of pasta. I think that's what I was using for this recipe. I think that's also 56 grams, but don't quote me. 4 ounces, whatever. I think it's double the serving size on the back of the box. So we got the 4 ounces, and now we're gonna get to boiling. So if you haven't boiled chickpea pasta before, be ready, because it can get a little chaotic if you're not ready, for all the foam that comes up. I'm cutting through a lot of scenes, but this is actually a fairly quick process, as the bubbles start to create and kind of boil over. So what I try to do when I'm boiling chickpea pasta is not use too much water so that the foam has more work to rise to the top and boil over. It's very easy for the foam to kind of boil over the top of the pot if you're using a pot like this and you put in too much water, because chickpea pasta has a lot of starch, and it's really good for you actually. There's a lot of fiber and protein in it relative to regular pasta, even veggie pasta. So I highly recommend it. It does taste different. The consistency is a bit different. It's like heavier, I would say, than regular pasta, but I like it, so no complaints here. Anyway, what you see me doing here is kind of skimming the starch off before it completely boils over. Because even though the water level is pretty low, if I left that starch, it would boil over. It really would. So you could just skim it off. And that kind of helps things settle down a bit. So eventually when you taste your pasta and it seems like a pretty good consistency, you can, take it off the heat and strain it like so. Now, even though this chickpea pasta has a lot more starch than regular pasta, I still don't recommend rinsing the pasta. You should, I guess, never rinse the pasta, because the starch on the pasta that you remove when you rinse it helps the sauce that you put on the pasta stick to the pasta. So you definitely need that. Now, we're back to the bacon grease. At this stage, you should heat up the bacon grease, because we're about to mix everything all at once, and it is a very fast process, and you need to be ready. You need to be ready. So right now, we're just heating the bacon grease. I'm using 1 chickpea to test and see if it's ready. I wouldn't call that ready. I wanted to see more bubbling. Oh, okay, I guess that was ready. Was that ready? I guess that was ready. Okay, so we're going in with the chickpeas. And you see how the bacon is like kind of sizzling and reacting to the chickpeas? You want everything to be hot and ready to go, because after we put in the chickpeas, we're gonna put in the eggs and the parmesan. And I mean, if you could be faster than this, I suggest you be faster than this. We just had twins. That was not planned. And I do think it kind of messed with the recipe a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You want to put everything in, because if you leave things too long, the chickpeas will burn, the eggs will cook, kind of weird, and then the pasta will just not melt like it should. So here we are mixing everything up. Oh, I actually forgot to put the garlic salt. That's something I realized at the end of this video. You should have put the garlic salt at this stage. Don't do what I did. You know, filming is hard, but put the garlic salt in at this stage. I think I ended up putting it at the very end. But yeah, so when you mix it all up, you're kind of going to get something similar to scrambled eggs, I'm not going to lie. And the fact that we had twins in this situation made it a bit worse, like even more like scrambled eggs. Now, I don't mind, but when you look at Binging with Babish's video, it's supposed to come out more liquidy, I would say, almost more silky. Like it's, I don't know, it's supposed to come out a little different, not thick. But we are using chickpea pasta, and that makes a huge difference as well. So after that, I just kind of, you know, cut up the bacon and top it on the pasta, and it really looks cute when all is said and done. So yeah, this is my version of bacon carbonara. Again, do not forget the garlic salt like I did. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but I mean, you're supposed to put the garlic salt in there. I think it's like, what, a quarter teaspoon or something? I don't know. But yeah, this is my bacon carbonara. I really hope you like it. Please make it. Tell me how you like it, or if you don't like it, if you thought it was absolutely terrible, let me know. I will be kind of hurt, but it's all right. I'm grown. So like, share, subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.